So what does the new Matt Baryta from us here at Fotospeed look like when you actually print on it? Well, hello, welcome to this Fotospeed video with me, Tim Jones, as always. Today we're going to be looking at the Matt Baryta 310 from Fotospeed, and it is the new paper we have released. Now, you may have seen my overview video looking at this paper, talking about the 100% cotton, the high white point, the Baryta content of the paper, and also the lovely feel and the features of this paper as well, which I'm going to do a little bit of a recap on as well. But today what I want to do is go a little bit more in depth and actually look at all these lovely prints I've got here on the table and how it actually works in practice for you. And is there any images that it suits more than others, etc.? And how does it handle colour? How does it handle black and white and things like that? But before I dive into any of that, please, as always, don't forget to subscribe to the Fotospeed YouTube channel. We have weekly videos on everything to do with printing and paper and making your prints and your photographs or art look the best they can. And also don't forget to sign up to our newsletter on photospeed.com because we have exclusive discounts. And it's also a great way to keep up to date with all the news from us here at Fotospeed, and especially when we launch new papers like the Matt Baryta 310. So without further ado, that's the housekeeping out of the way. Let's dive in to the amazing, I have to say, Matt Baryta from us here at Fotospeed. Before we actually start looking at any prints or anything like that, I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap on what Matt Baryta 310 actually is and why I have actually fallen a little bit in love with it as one of my top 3 papers to go to. Matt Baryta 310 is 100% cotton paper. It contains the Baryta or the bromide sulfate, which is included in the coating of the paper and basically gives you some lovely, rich, creamy, silky blacks, but also it improves the white point of the paper as well. So although this paper has no OBAs or optical brighteners in it, it does have Baryta in the coating as well, which helps intensify those colours, give you beautiful colours and also really punchy and a great tonal range for your black and whites as well. The reason we release it as part of our range was that we wanted another paper to add into our OBA-free range of papers. Now these include the platinum cotton, the legacy gloss, and the natural soft textured and also the natural textured. And now we have obviously the Matt Baryta as part of that range. So this basically means that the prints, because they've got no OBAs in, this will basically mean that the prints are fully, properly archival. Now this is an argued point. If you want to know more about OBAs, I have done a video on that previously talking about what actually OBAs do and things. Basically they help to whiten the paper, because paper isn't naturally a pure white, but these coatings and things that are put into the papers can evaporate over time, and that's when you get a little bit of a yellowing on the paper over decades probably, to be honest. However, with the Matt Baryta and all the OBA-free papers we offer, also there is the environmental issues to consider as well, and we have many of our ambassadors using these papers for that very reason. That the Matt Baryta also feels amazing in the hand because it's 100% cotton. It has this lovely structure to the paper as well. It is a smooth paper. It's very similar to, say, a platinum cotton or a smooth cotton, say, in its feel. Also, it has this stunning grain in it as well, which I didn't notice to start with, to be honest, but now the more I'm looking at it, it is really flattering to your images, no matter what you put on it. So if you get quite a busy black and white here, or this lovely kind of autumn scene from one of our ambassadors, Jack Lodge, it's picked up lovely detail in here and picked out everything absolutely beautifully. And that is one thing that with this paper I've been really impressed with also is the detail. It really enhances detail and really holds it very tightly, to be honest. And colour, beautiful, like we can see on the print here. It's held lovely detail as well. Bear in mind it is a matte paper, so there is always going to be a little bit of a fall off. However, because of the Baryta content in here, it really does hold those colours, that detail really, really nicely. Now, because of Baryta and its tradition in the darkroom, because it was in fibre-based papers that are found in the darkroom, it naturally lends itself to black and white pictures. I mean, colour is absolutely fantastic, but also it naturally lends itself to black and white images. We've got a lovely picture from Paul Sanders, a Fotospeed ambassador here, that he's very kindly let me use for the video. And also one from Sam Gregory. Don't worry, Sam will be back in some future videos. We do have some plans coming up, so watch this space as well. But it is just stunning. It looks beautiful. I mean, Sam's details and things that are held in this picture here, they look really, really nice. I'm really kind of blown away by it, to be honest. I have to be, for myself personally, the Matt Baryta has been really one of the papers that has really impressed me over the last few years. And like I said, it has become my top 3 papers. I probably have like the platinum etching, Matt Baryta, and also the platinum gloss art fibre as well. It's impressed me that much, to be honest, as a paper that I would more than happily print my work on. Now, we've got this lovely chart here as well that I always like to print off when we get a new paper, because we've got a nice little bit of detail happening as well in here, but also the colour wheel. I mean, the pink, those bright colours, the colour gamut on this paper is beautiful, to be honest. It holds the gradients very nicely, so everything's nice and smooth in there. You get that lovely smooth gradient. And those vibrant colours hold really nicely. So it really does give a nice, large colour gamut to actually play with. Now, also what it can do is landscape photography very well as well, because it holds that lovely detail that you've maybe focus stacked and things. And it does gradients, like I said, absolutely stunning. The smooth nature of it. I'm very torn with landscapes between our platinum etching and also this new Matt Baryta, because it is slightly warm. It's not really a bright white paper because it hasn't got those ABAs in. But the Baryta does help very slightly with the white point as well. It does have a high white point, but it's not as bright, say, as an NST bright white. So it does lend itself very nicely to kind of green, rich scenes. Like I said, with this large picture here, it lends itself very nicely to this type of image, perhaps something a little bit warmer in colour, perhaps. Saying that though, I did actually print this picture here, which is a more muted palette. So it doesn't just do bright colours and warm colours, absolutely lovely. It does kind of a muted palette and greys, obviously because of the black and whites, absolutely beautifully as well. So don't just think it's a black and white paper or it's for portraits because it's nice and smooth or something like that. Please experiment with it within the context of landscape photography, wildlife photography. I think it'd be stunning with the lovely details in feathers or fur or something like that, and macro bug shots and everything I could possibly think of. I think this is a really good kind of, I don't want to say every day, but it's because it's now I don't want to say every day because it's a matte fine art paper. It's one of those papers that I would be highly recommending to everyone. So if you do phone in and ask me about it, I think I will probably say, yes, you have to try it. It's amazing. So that's really my first impressions on it personally. And like I said, I've been really impressed with it. It's got some lovely tones and some lovely kind of feels to it as well. How does it compare to other papers in our range? I do think usually my go-to is NST Bright White because it kind of does everything as well. This is slightly different. It's a lot smoother paper than NST Bright White, and it just doesn't have that bright white finish to it. There is a slight warmth if you compare it to them. So detail-wise, they're pretty similar, but it's just that little bit of texture in the NST Bright White and also that OBA content as well. Now, a fair comparison is probably between our smooth cotton and platinum cotton as well. It's not as warm as platinum cotton, so that's one thing that could be quite useful. Smooth cotton does contain some OBAs as well, so it is a higher white point, the smooth cotton. But like I said, I'd recommend everybody to try this paper and to experiment with it. So hopefully that's added to my overview video I did earlier on in the week, and it gives you a better idea of, in some cases, how to use this paper, but really you can use it on anything, to be honest. However, I think hopefully that gives you a bigger, expanded overview, actually looking at some prints. And all I've done is printed these prints on the Epson P900. I've done a custom profile, obviously, that is a free service through Fotospeed, and they've come out perfect. For the black and whites, like this lovely Paul Saunders one here, I've used the black and white mode of the printer. I didn't do anything fancy, just use Epson's advanced black and white mode. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fotospeed newsletter. We're going to have lots of things coming out about the Matt Baryta in the next few weeks. And also subscribe to us on social media as well. And also don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. We have new videos coming out every Tuesday and Thursday. We're there to inspire and get you up and running with your printer as well and help you any way we can. So please don't hesitate to contact us. But hopefully a lot of the videos I've done will answer a lot of your questions. So please have a look through the extensive archive we have. And on that note, I will see you next week. Bye-bye.